I decided to challenge myself to go without my Apple Watch for a week. And at the time of this recording, it has been 12 days. And here's what I found. Having an Apple Watch is incredibly convenient. Notifications come straight to your wrist. Workouts are easy to track. It can do practically everything that your phone can do. So why wouldn't you want one? For the first couple of days of this challenge, I was checking my empty wrist pretty often. The muscle memory of the exaggerated motion that was necessary to wake the watch was pretty hilarious to see myself do for no reason. I purposely paid attention to why I was wanting my watch every time that I would be looking for it and it wasn't there. And by the end of the week, I realized that I didn't miss it as much as I thought I was going to. There were 3 main reasons that I did occasionally miss it. The first was I wanted the time. But that is something that any watch or even my phone can do. So I feel like that's not a very solid reason to decide whether or not to keep it. The second reason that I missed my watch was for tracking my workouts. I am a pretty data-driven person, and seeing all of the stats of my workouts and my heart rate and fitness score and all of that was something that I really enjoyed doing. However, I did find that without using my watch, I tended to focus a lot more on what I was actually doing instead of the clock. Previously, I would try and stay at the gym for at least 20 minutes, and my mentality was more of how can I get as much done as possible in these 20 minutes, and that led me to not take adequate breaks and push myself way too fast, not focus on form, and ultimately not be able to do as many sets as I would have been able to if I had just slowed down a little bit, taken it down a notch, and focused more on the actual exercise and not the time and the data. So I found that working out without my watch, I was spending a lot more time really thinking through what I was going to be doing in my workout and paying attention to my form and doing more slow weighted exercises and not as much cardio and just like how fast and how many can I get done. And I feel like that style actually works a lot better for me. I get a lot better results when I can be careful and focus on my form and do heavier exercises and ultimately more sets, because I'm like, oh, I can be here for an hour and I can take breaks in between and I can just take my time, and I ended up working my muscles a lot more than I would have in my previous mentality. The last reason that I found myself missing my watch was when I was expecting a text from someone and I had to just keep picking up my phone and checking my phone to see if they texted me instead of just waiting for that buzz on my wrist and, I could look and see what the notification was and see their text if they texted me. But those were few and far between and very much outlier cases, so I don't feel like those really play into the equation either. I actually thoroughly enjoyed not having the seemingly constant buzzing of notifications on my wrist. I could actually disconnect. I could put my phone down and not be bothered by anything until I went and looked at it again. It was such a welcome change of pace. Being constantly connected can be really convenient, but it can also be extremely distracting. And after being without my Apple Watch for a week, 12 days now, I decided that I don't want it in my life anymore. No more constant buzzing on my wrist when the family chat is exploding. No more feeling like I have to respond instantly to every request for my attention. No more awkward watch tan lines in family photos, because let's be honest, both of my siblings got married in the time that I was wearing smartwatches, and they would ask us to take them off for the photos, and then it's like this weird tan line. Mine's actually starting to fade a little bit, but yeah, those are in their wedding photos now, and that's not ideal. Seriously though, I've had a smartwatch of some kind for over 6 years now, and I'm done.